Hey, we're back, and this is the shampoo prep. This is the step immediately after my hot oil treatment pre-poo video. I'm going to put the link for you guys to watch that there if you haven't seen it already. But this is the step just after that as I get ready to put my hair under the water. So you see me sectioning off as clean as I can, and we'll get started. I would love to be able to do just 4 sections, but I have to do 6 because I have so much hair. I skipped over to the second section that I did here. I have already completed the first section, which is the left back section. So what I'm using, of course, is EnShanté Tea Tree and Black Soap shampoo. It's a clarifying shampoo. So I'm in that middle section on the left hand side of my head and just getting the hair saturated with shampoo. I like to use my scalp massager to stimulate the scalp and get all those good hair nutrients inside, especially since water has hit the hair. Now the pores have opened up and it allows things in, and so it gives a little tingle. And for those of you that's used it before, you can attest to it that there's a nice little tingle action when you use the shampoo. For time's sake, of course, I have sped up the video, but remember, I am always gentle, always patient with my hair strands. I'm so glad that I took the time to do every section. And I know this looks like a lot. It looks like a lot of steps. It looks tedious, but it's really a 20-minute process when it's just me doing it and getting through it. For the sake of this video and instructing and showing every detail of what I do, I slowed down and then I sped it back up for time's sake. But I go through these sections. I need to make sure that that there's water, it gets through every strand. Shampoo hits every strand. And this is my way of ensuring it. How do we eat an elephant? We break it up into smaller bites, and it's not feasible to just run our afros under the water. Number one, our hair shrinks, right? So there's so many things going on here, and doing this way, the techniques that you see that I'm doing, it ensures that we get every inch of our hair, especially when you're coming from a protective style that I've come from. It was 2 months. Now, don't get me wrong. You can take your afro under the water and just let it go. But again, our hair shrinks. One of the things you see me doing is that I'm holding my hair taut. I'm keeping it stretched slightly. I'm not pulling too much, but this is a way to maintain some type of control in an untamed environment. This hair cannot be tamed, but this is a way to make sure you can have some control. So now I'm on the right side of my head. I have 2 more sections remaining after this section. And again, same steps, saturating the hair with water completely, getting that shampoo in there. And as you can see, I do still use the pads of my fingertips, but I also recruit the scalp massager to help to stimulate the scalp. So after I run my fingertips through in the pads of them, I'm very careful not to scratch my scalp. We're not scratching using nails, okay? We don't want to create any type of injuries or anything to the scalp. So I'm using the pads there. And then I go with the scalp massager, and then we rinse. And that's pretty much it. It's that simple. Those are the steps that I use for each section. So after just rinsing the shampoo out, I'm going to put a French braid back in that same section. So the section that I complete after shampoo and rinse, I put the French braid back in. I used to do the 2-strand twist, but then it just unravels and then the hair shrinks. And then when it's time for me to do the detangling part for the conditioning bowl, it just becomes a headache. So I just put it back in a French braid even after rinsing. So as you can see, I'm moving to that middle section. Now imagine if I had that 2-strand twist in the bottom or the back section and then it just unraveled. Now it's in the way of the section that I'm working on. That's the reason why we put the French braid in. We want to make sure that we have some control when we're in the shampoo bowl, especially if we're doing our own hair. So again, the steps, they're routine. I'm doing the exact same thing with each section. To the T, I'm doing the exact same thing. And then I'm going to move to rinsing that section and putting a French braid in that section. Again, this helps with control. It helps you focus on the section that you're working on. When that hair starts shrinking and then tangling, it can become frustrating. So that's why these steps are in place. And I hope that it could be helpful to those of you that have the same texture of hair that I have and you experience the same things that I experience when it's time to do the shampoo. It can be discouraging when it seems like it's just so much to do. And then you just think, oh, forget it, I'll just cut my hair off. But if you really want to grow your hair, get it to a length, this is going to be helpful. I'm telling you, it's going to be helpful for you. So, all right. In that last section of hair at the front, and I have to split that into two because, again, with that moisture, the hair swells. It gets thicker. And that's why I have to often section it off so that I did have to section it off because it got thicker. And then it wanted to shrink because that's what it does with moisture. So that's why you see me doing what I'm doing there. I knew there was a reason. I was like, wait a minute, didn't I split that up? So yeah, almost done. So just as something for you all to remember, we want to maintain control in that shampoo phase. Why? We want to prevent tangles. Tangles leads to breakage. Breakage leads to loss of hair. So remember, I'm always patient. I'm gentle with my hair. And I hope that this was helpful. This is pretty much my routine. I don't have much more to say here other than I'm going to rinse, put the French braid in, and then I'm going to move to the deep conditioning phase with my Cocoa Sweet. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.